What's up everyone? I'm back with another video on the Deadsy Tone. I released a video the other day explaining how I got the guitar tone with some bells and whistles with the guitar synth. And today I'm showing you a little easier way of doing it if you have a MIDI keyboard, a keytar, a Z-tar, synth pickups, anything MIDI related. You can even program this. And before we get into it, I'll show you exactly what it sounds like. It's to replicate Carlton's tone, which is the true Deadsy tone. So the simplest way to get this tone, which is the closest version of the Deadsy tone in my opinion, is a saw wave. You can find on many free forms for VST plugins. Most of the DAWs that you can find, like Mixcraft, Studio One, Cubase, they all have some sort of synth and keyboard settings. And in Mixcraft, you can find it in the synth leads for hard, and you'll find a bunch of different synth leads. I'm using saw lead 7, and it sounds like this by itself, one note. That's what the saw sounds like. And then we throw on the fuzz. So here's an on and off of Pod Farm being on and off without the EQ. Alright, and then we throw some EQ on there. And this is all the taste really, other than cutting out some of the low frequencies and a little bit of the harsh highs. I will adjust this so you can hear the different tones of it, of what I boosted and took away. Let's start out with my 100%. This is usually a setting that I use for layering it. If you're just using this by itself, you're probably going to want to change the EQ settings. So that's what that sounds like with the EQ off at the end and me just moving this around. I think by itself it probably sounds good about right here. Gives it some brightness. If you don't have any way of playing this tone with a keyboard or on your guitar, you can just put it in your DAW on the piano roll. So the way I did this is I have my guitar hooked up to a Fishman triple play. It's a MIDI controller that allows me to play piano, drums, synths along with my guitar. It records everything you play, all the strings. But anyway, if you don't have a Fishman triple play or a guitar synth, a simple way of doing this is going to whatever keyboard settings you get and getting a saw lead. If you're in Mixcraft, what you want to do is just look up saw, and I use saw lead 7. You would click that, and then when you come down here, you'll only see one instrument, which is the saw wave. Go into acoustic instruments and get another of the same tone. And whatever you're on, if you want to play this on piano, well, the keyboard, or you just want to click it in here, the best thing to do to make power chords this way is have one at 0 transpose and one at 7, so that would play the chord like you're on a guitar. So if we're just playing one saw lead, it will sound like this. Which sounds good, but it's not a power chord of a guitar. So I'm going to add a 7th transpose to it. You would click it and just raise it 7 semitones and layer it with the normal 0. That allows you to play power chords with one key. So you can program your own Deadsy guitar tone. Pretty cool, huh? Anyways, if you don't want to do it that way, you can hook it up to your keyboard, play it on your keyboard the same way, which I'm playing my keyboard now. I messed up, whatever. Anyway, so that's how you play it on a keyboard with the power chords. Just make sure you have 7 semitones up from your normal 0 layered. That'll give you a power chord. Unless you want to play the power chords on the keyboard yourself, it's just way harder. I've been chasing this tone for years, and this is the closest I have ever gotten. It's even closer than the video I just posted the other day. But that video was mainly for guitar tone itself, a fuzz tone for the guitar. I layered it with some bells and whistles of synths. This is just solely for synth itself. It is to replicate what Carlton plays, and it is literally just a saw with a fuzz pedal. The guitar tone that everyone, including myself, has been chasing for years is actually not a guitar tone. It's actually a saw wave through a fuzz pedal and a guitar amp. So that's why it's so hard to achieve. And I felt like it's been a big secret for decades. If I end up disappearing, you know why. Elijah plays a fuzz guitar tone, and Carlton plays a synth saw wave through fuzz. And that is how they achieve their guitar tone, in a vague way of saying it. There's a lot more to it than that. So with that being said, here's a little bit of what it sounds like again. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I made a tutorial on how to get this tone on guitar. I'll put the link in the description and probably put it right here at the end of the video. Like and subscribe.